Hello all, welcome to Tech Capture. So in this video, we are going to create a simple Node.js blog application and we are going to deploy it on App Engine. So why I am mentioning that we are going to create it as well because I do not have any Node.js or React.js background, but I just want to show you how we can learn the things in this time where AI is on the boom and we can get a lot of things from the AI. We can learn a lot of things with the AI. What I'm going to do, I'll just use my ChatGPT. I'll ask ChatGPT all the required code to create a Node.js blog application, and then I'll deploy this application on a Google App Engine. So we'll be using a MongoDB as well here as our backend database. So this is like completely we'll have the UI to create and update the blog, and then we'll have kind of database to store our blog, and then we'll use this Node.js as our backend service, okay? And we're going to deploy it on the App Engine. So that end-to-end app, we are going to deploy it on App Engine. So let's go and let's start it. So first I will go to ChatGPT and I'll give some prompt and then see what ChatGPT suggests us to create, okay? So let me go to the ChatGPT now. So I have ChatGPT open here. Before that, let me create one folder here. So, okay, I'll just create one folder here called node app, okay, and inside that I will do whatever coding we have to do for this project. So just do not worry more on the Node.js side because even I am not much into the Node.js, but I'll just use ChatGPT because our main purpose is how to deploy this Node.js application on App Engine. So I previously shown you how to deploy Python Flask application on App Engine, how we have to structure our app.yaml file for Python application. So in this video, we'll focus how we can deploy this Node.js application on Google App Engine. Okay. So let's just ask ChatGPT the relevant prompt. Okay. So if you are not interested to learn how we can get the details from ChatGPT, how we can start the things from scratch with this ChatGPT, you can just skip this part and you can just get my code from the GitHub and you start deploying on your Google App Engine. You can skip this part where I am just creating my application using the ChatGPT. So you can just skip that part. Okay. So I'll just ask ChatGPT. I need to create simple Node.js blog application. I need to use MongoDB as my backend database. Anyone can create and publish blog, and my app will display all the blog on homepage. And once clicked, it will open individual blog. Okay, this is a simple prompt I am giving. Help me with required source code file and structure, also with the command to run Node.js application. Let us know any dependencies. So you can just structure your prompt. Okay, and let's see what ChatGPT is saying here. So it is saying, okay, so we have to structure our file structure like in blog app, we'll have config.js, model.js, router.js, then views. How we can do that? So these are some dependencies. So I'll just do npm init y. Okay, so let me just go to my folder. I'll just open terminal here. I'll just paste npm init -y. What else it is saying? Install dependencies. Okay, this is the explanation. Then configure MongoDB URI in .env file. Then config db.js. Mongo schema. I would say all required files it has given us. Okay, so we'll create one by one. Okay, so we did the init-y and it created the required files. So what are the files there? I'll just do code. Okay, so it will open my VS Code and we'll see few files are available here now. It created my node modules folders and inside that it has created package.json. So in package.json we'll have all the dependencies. Now required command I'll just write here now. I mean in terminal. So again I'll go back and check the file structure. Okay, so it mentioned you should have the config folder, models folder, routes, and views. Okay, so I just create these four folders: config, models, routes, and views. So I'll create. Okay, this should be outside. So let me just click here. Config here. Models, routes, views. So let me check the spelling of view. VIEWS, VIEW. I created all these folders and it also mentioned the file. So in config, I have to create db.js. So in config, we just create db.js and I'll just give the, oh, this is my db.js. I'll just copy paste the code here. And we have to make changes as well. Definitely, we have to make certain changes like database details and all. I'll first copy paste all the files. Then in models, we have to create one file, blog.js. Okay, so I'll just create a blog.js file here. I'll just create a blog.js file here. I'll tell you what it is doing one by one. So in routes, I have to create blog routes.js. Route, I will create blog route.js and I'll just copy paste the content again. Okay, in views, I'll create index.js. In views, I'll just create, I'll just copy paste the code as well. And in views, again, a blog.ejs. Just copy paste this code as well. And then app.js. So this app.js will check the location for app.js. So you can see this should be in our root directory. So this is your main file, just in Python main.py. So I'll create app.js now. So this created under views, I will just pull it out. So this should be outside. Okay. So okay, so now install dependencies. Let me install. Just do, and all these dependencies then will be added in your package.json. So it is, so in my it's already have the dependency, so it didn't take much time. Okay, and now configure your DB connection. So you can put it in .env file. So let me create the .env, or again just let me check the db.js file. I can directly put in config require .env.config. Okay, I'll just create one .env. I'll again keep it in. Okay, and I will create the .env. So this should be your MongoDB URI. Okay, and create config.json to set up the that we already set up. Okay, so let me just again. Okay, and now we have to create a Mongo schema. Okay, I think we are doing it again. So we are here on main dot. Right. Okay, fine. Now we can execute and check the locally, but before that, we have to change few things. Now I will show you. This is we have not set, but still we'll see what error it will throw. Okay, so I'll just execute node app.js and we'll see how it works. So we do not have database. So it is saying expected connection string. Okay, so this it is expecting. Now I have MongoDB in my local. So I'll just open MongoDB at last. Compass, okay. So I have MongoDB Compass already in my local. So just open MongoDB Compass. And I have connections here, so I use this connection. So error it so it should be a MongoDB or MongoDB server. Let me just okay, so I have given the local MongoDB. So let me just create connections, connect, and I have a lot of databases available here. Okay, so let's see which database I'm going to use in my DB. Yes. Okay, and here I am creating the block schema. Okay, so it will create one table in MongoDB for block. I'll just add the one database name here. So suppose I want to create database name called Node app. Okay, I'll just write it here. Let's see if it will execute now. Okay, its server is running now and connected. Now let's see on localhost port 3000 how we can see our blog application. Okay, just open localhost 3000. Okay, now you can see very simple it is showing. I'll just add like dummy title. We have not make any kind of fancy UI, and I'll just write this is my blog to see if it is working fine. Okay, I'll just add blog. Okay, now you can see one blog is added, and if I click on this, it is showing this is my blog. Back to home. Now I'll just ask my chat GPT make UI rich and good looking for my application. Okay, add some header and nice background color. Add some header and I would say the cards for flags. And it will give us an updated code. So it will give one style.css. Now we have to create one more folders in public folder in blog app. Okay, I'll just create one public folder. They are using blog app, but we just created the node app. Okay, so I'll just create public, and inside public I will create style.css. Okay, and this is the content of styles.css. I'll just copy this content and we have to update other files as well. Okay, so let's just update the index.ejs. I just update the index.ejs. This is my index.ejs. Just update this, and then I have to update again the blog.ejs. So just update the blog.ejs, and also I have to update app.js. Okay, so the static file. And just update my app.js as well, and I'll just run my app again. Just reload it. Okay, now you can see it is creating some kind of UI for me. It just added the header. Now suppose I want to change the color, I'll just go to style.css. Background color I don't want a green. Just to make sure I just need some kind of gray background. So I'll just change it, and let's see if it is changing. Okay, I have to just again. So basic actually the good practice is to create some separate front-end application like UI, and in Node.js you will create your API. But I am just everything I'm creating in the same single app. Yes. So okay, it is just changing here. Okay, I have to change the header background. Okay, so just change. Yeah. So I have to change the header background. I'll just make it a bit dark. Just run again. Okay, now it is dark and this color, so you can change the size and everything. I'll add one more tag. This is my new blog. Okay, and content I'll uh, just copy from one of my latest blog. Okay, so I recently had pasted one blog automate PDF translation, so I'll just copy paste some content from there. I just copy paste this part, add blog. Now it added two blogs, so if I click on read more, it will open my blog. Okay, again, if you want to make UI rich and good, you can just ask ChatGPT, but that is not our requirement. So now we have our applications, and now this we want to deploy on App Engine. Before that, let me explain few things here in our code. What we are doing in our code, so we have different files. Okay, so in config files, we are giving here we are connecting to the database. We are just giving the database details, and this part it will connect to MongoDB, and it will show MongoDB connected. So this is your backend application, and you need database to be up and running to connect. If your database is not there, it will not show any kind of data, and UI will not be useful. So this is your database parts. In models, this kind of you can say model is nothing but table in MongoDB. So in model folders, we'll mention what are the different tables you are creating. Here you created Mongoose. It is used to connect Node.js to MongoDB, and then we will create the block schema and we'll create the new block table. Okay. So how you can check that the model you created? I can go to MongoDB and I'll show you. So first thing, what database we have created? So in ENV, we have created Node app name. So it will create database with Node app. We go to the and refresh here. So currently you don't see Node app here. If I refresh, now Node app is here. Inside Node app, it created one blocks document. It is kind of the I can say the table, and inside that we have two blocks. So you can see this as your documents here. Suppose if currently I will go here, you can see I want to delete this dummy block. Okay, so if I go here and I remove this dummy, okay, delete, refresh, there is only one now. If I go to database and if I refresh, so it is deleted from the backend. Okay, so this way it will connect and add entry into your database. Now let's go to next. So here all node modules are there, whatever the dependencies. Okay, so these are the node modules. In public is your styles, whatever is on UI, you can just change the things here, kind of, I would say the design part on the front end, coloring and box and style, everything. Font, you can change from here. In routes, you are have actual codes. Okay, so here you will have APIs. So this is for get API is for get all your blocks. So it will get your block. Post API is add the block to add the block. So whenever you are adding the block, it will just hit your add API. Okay. And this is again get this separate single block. So how if you are clicking on single block, it will just slash and the block ID. So let me show you that how it works. Suppose I currently you can check the URL. It is just a home page. If I click on read more, now it is home page and slash ID. So this is my blog ID. You can just check this ending with C19. And if I go to database, so you can see ending with C19. So this is your blog ID. So this is the unique entry you will get from a database. Okay. Let me show you one more thing. So in Vue, it is like how your pages should look like. So this is your home page and this is your single blog page. It will look like. And this is app.js. It's just like your main file. So it will just start your application. Okay. So this is like connect DB and all these things are there. It is just your like your main file. It will run your Node.js application, and in package.json you will have dependencies. So here you can see what are the dependencies. You need Mongoose because we are using the MongoDB. You need Express, .env, all these things you need. Whenever we are running this application or whenever we download someone else code and it is giving dependency, the best thing we have to do npm install first. So it will then install all these dependencies. Okay, so whenever we are also deployed on app engine, so it will just do npm install first and then it will deploy. So by default it will use npm install. Now this is working locally fine. I can add the block, but the database is my local. So what I have to do now, I have to just add the MongoDB URL so App Engine also can connect. So I have one a MongoDB created. Okay, so I have this MongoDB cluster created, and I have the database here. So what I will do, so if I go to collections, okay, so I have different databases here. So I will just go and I will just update my connection string. I will not show you because it contains the password and we can definitely use it in secret, but for this project I am not making it complicated. So I'll just update my .env and I will update this URL and then I will connect. Okay. I'll just pause this video for a few seconds so that I can update my URL and then connect again. Okay, I changed my database now, and if I go and refresh, so definitely I won't see any data because the new database don't have any data. So I will just add kind of blocks here now. So let's say I just add this one. So now my MongoDB is local. I'm just connecting to my MongoDB cluster. And I'll just paste small text here. Okay, and I'll just add a block. I'll just go back and add one more block. I'll just add this cloud computing concept. Okay, now we have two blocks, so you can just go and read. Okay, all these things you can do. Now let's say I am using the MongoDB cluster now. So how to check that? So here I have MongoDB cluster. So currently do not see the latest my what I can say the database here. So let's just refresh that. And if I go to collections again, you will see the Node app now. The Node app is here and the new recently added blocks will be there. Yeah, automate PDF translations and then cloud computing concept. So these two blocks are now, and I am using the Atlas now. This is the cloud version of MongoDB. So let's go back now and try to deploy it on Google App Engine. Okay. So for that, we need to create app.yaml file. So let me create app.yaml file. Okay, and that also I'll get help from ChatGPT. I know how to do, but I just wanted to show you how we can get help from these AI tools to learn better. Need to deploy this app on Google App Engine. Let me know how I can deploy it on App Engine and in code changes needed. So it will for me, okay, create app.yaml. So we'll create app.yaml. Okay. So it is showing Node 60, but I will use whatever I'm using in my local. So I'll just check the Node.js version. It's 20. So I just use 20. 16 is too old. Update app.js to use environment variable for port and database URI. Because this is using the environment variable now, process.env.uri. And add start scripts to package.json. So just add these to package.json. So I'll just update my package.json. Okay. Start script is just this. So normally it will just do start, so it should run node app.js and install. So this already I have in my local. Okay, gcloud init, all these things. Now I can do gcloud app deploy. So let me just check. So I'm into the root directory. I have app.yaml. Okay, let me just change the database setting. Okay, so let me just change the database URL. So let me go to the app.yaml and let me paste the URL here. Okay, so I have pasted URL here. So I have the password as well here, so which I might hide during the video because this database I'm using for multiple purpose. Okay, I'm just let me check if I made any spelling mistake here. Node app, right? So it's showing here. Node app. I added additional e here. Okay. Okay. So now I added this URL as well here. I'll go to app.js now and I'll just try to execute gcloud app deploy. So where I want to deploy, I want to deploy it on Google App Engine. Okay, ttdev00. Let me go to App Engine. Okay, I on my App Engine. I have multiple services running here. So I'll just create a new service name. So here you have to give the service name in your app.yaml. Okay, so I'll just add service and name. I will just give blog app. Okay, so it will create new service with the blog app. So I will now do gcloud. Let me check the app.js once again. Okay, so let me do gcloud app deploy hyphen project, and I want to deploy it on tt-dev-001. So usually while deploying we can get error in App Engine. So let's see if we get an error. We'll troubleshoot that and we'll go ahead. Okay, so let's deploy it. So to execute this command from local, you need Google Cloud SDK to be installed in your local. I have SDK, so I can see here SDK, Google Cloud SDK. Okay, so if you do not have, you can just install it on Google. So you can just go on Google and type install Google Cloud SDK, and it will just give the simple command to install a Google Cloud SDK. Okay, or you can install this Google Cloud SDK. There are multiple ways. So on Windows, you can simply execute this command and it will install Google Cloud SDK. So I already have it installed. So you don't need to install it again. But yeah, as I said, you can follow the steps. gcloud. Before that, you have to do gcloud init, gcloud set project, all these things. Okay, and just I will confirm. So my service name is correct, my service project name is correct. I'll just do yes. So it is uploading all our files to Google Cloud Storage bucket. It will create new bucket if you are deploying for first time, and then it will just deploy your application. So it will take some time, couple of minutes. I'll just pause my video till this time. So now we can see it's deployed. Let me go to the app engine. So currently you can see there is 3 service only. If I refresh, it will show the 4 service as well, which is our blog app. Okay, now you can see the blog app is here. I'll just open this. Yeah, and you can see on our app engine, this URL is working fine. Okay, so even we can set the custom domain to this as well. I already created one video on how to set up the custom domain. So suppose you don't want to see look like this, you can just create separate like blog.xyz.com. So whatever domain you have. So suppose I have techcapture.com domain. Okay, so I can create this as this domain name. I can give that to any domain name. So you have to just set the domain name in settings, custom domains, and you have to create the DNS entry as well. So I already created one for my earlier site, so that we can delete. Now let me delete it. So you can do it on your service as well. So in this way, we deployed our complete blog. We created our blog application and deployed on Google App Engine. Okay, so few things to remember. So suppose I missed to tell that how I install the Mongo. So Mongo you can simply install in local, but for creating the Atlas cluster, MongoDB cluster, it is free. You can just go to just show you here how you can create that MongoDB Atlas account. So you can just create your new account and you can create your free MongoDB instance. It is also having a free tier and you can use that free tier and get your URL. Just like I got this also from my free URL. Okay. So this is my free cluster. So you can set up your own free cluster and you can create your application. Now hope you understood how we can get help for ChatGPT. Now I will be doing one different things here. So you might be looking how I have did all these things, how I get help from the chat GPT. So I'll be sharing my complete chat with you. So I'll just share one link. So you can just I'll share this link and this link will have all the chat I had in these sessions. So whatever prompt I asked to chat GPT from the first chat, first question I asked, give me the code and all the responses. End to end, the discussion I have used for this video, I'll be sharing it with you. You have to just simply copy this link and paste in browser, or you can access that link. Okay, you will get all code from here, because if I share the Git repository for this, you will simply download your code, download my code, and try to deploy that. So I don't want that. I just want you to go to the structure, create the files, create your MongoDB instance, and learn from this. Okay. I'll share if you want, just comment me if you want the Git repository as well. I'll share you the Git repository as well. But my motive behind this video is you can learn few things. You can, even if you do not have the coding background, you can just get help for this AI tools and create simple application and deploy end-to-end process. Okay. So thank you for watching this video and hope you learn from this video as our application is deployed now and it is available. So hope you learn from this video. Okay. So see you again in next video and thank you again for watching this video till the end.